Hello! I know I've been absent for a while on YouTube. I really haven't posted much, so I wanted to update all of my older followers and subscribers and welcome any new ones. So hello, I'm Kim. I attempted a 2018 through hike of the Appalachian Trail, and I stopped just shy of 700 miles, like 690 something, so we'll call it 700 miles, just to make myself feel better, because of a series of unfortunate events. And I am making my official announcement right now that I'll be trying again in 2019. Cuckoo! Last year I had a few mishaps, and I actually don't regret a thing, actually. Really, honest and truly, injuries and all, no regrets, none whatsoever, except maybe I could have taken a few more ibuprofen after my wrist broke. Early on in the hike, actually in the first week, I felt the beginnings of a stress fracture. I didn't know it was a stress fracture at the time, but it ultimately turned out that's what it was, and it caused me to walk really slow and was really not as enjoyable as it could be. And it really played havoc, not only with my body, but with my mind. You know, trying to attempt something so enormous as a 22-mile hike across the eastern part of the United States is challenging enough, but to walk in pain, it really took away some of the joy. And you could see that if you watched some of the early videos from last year's attempt, that I cried a lot, and hopefully this year I won't be crying so much. I lost a tooth, this one here, and had to go to some random dentist that I didn't know, but that turned out okay. And then ultimately in mid-September I took a tumble off the trail and broke my wrist and tore a ligament, and still not perfect, but that's okay. No regrets whatsoever, but I'm going to be more careful. I'm going to pay more attention to my body and to its signs of stress or pain, and not just mask it and be stubborn and continue on, which is kind of what I did last time. I have no regrets because I get to do it all over again. Honestly, all the excitement, even right now, upgrading some of my gear and anticipating my departure and those first steps and meeting new people, and it's so fun to be able to do this all over again with maybe a little bit more knowledge. So I've been wondering what I learned, if anything, from my first attempt. And I mean, nothing profound, to be honest with you. I didn't go out there trying to find myself or to seek an answer to life or anything. And but I did learn a few things, to be honest with you. I did learn to trust myself. I am more competent than I gave myself credit for. I am more physical than I thought. I had so many aches and pains and lethargy, and I was just falling into this middle-aged trap. And the more I walked, the more fit and strong I got, the more energy I had, and the better I felt, except for those actual injuries. So those put aside, I am physically, mentally capable of more than I actually thought I was. I learned that I'm afraid of lightning, and I never was afraid of lightning before, and that's because I was in a scary predicament on the top of a mountain on a bald in a lightning storm. So that was the wildest ride I think I've ever had. So there was nowhere for me to just take shelter, and I was quite near the top. At one point, the thunder and lightning was pretty intense. The lightning flash would just blind me, and then thunder was immediately after, and I'll be honest, I was actually very scared. That was freaky, and now I have a new fear. I learned that I'm not afraid of bears as long as I, act responsibly, and I'm aware and alert, and, I'm not afraid of bears, and I was afraid of them before. I learned that I'm actually okay with, I don't love it, but I'm not as, freaked out or, about having mice crawl over my body in the shelters. Yes, that happens, and the first time that I felt this little across my chest, I was like, and my eyes were open all night. I was under my sleeping bag with one eye open, like, where's the mice? But after that, I was so dang tired, I just fell asleep, and I knew they were there, and it didn't bother me as much as I thought maybe it would. I learned that I'm afraid of trees, not of the trees themselves, but of them falling. And it really, I knew that I needed to watch for widowmakers, the dead limbs when I set up my tent. But by the time I stepped off the trail, which was actually in the middle of Hurricane Florence, I think, the September one. And just seeing all of the injuries and deaths, and you know, it's really a hazardous thing. And I think going back this year, that's my biggest concern, is having a tree or a tree limb fall on me and seriously injuring me, if not killing me. So I did learn that, so I have a new phobia that replaced the other ones that I don't have anymore. I learned that once we're taken out of society and put together under the canopy of trees, that there are no brain surgeons, there's no attorneys or garbage men. We're just a bunch of people walking toward the same goal. We're all a little bit crazy and looking to accomplish the same thing, and for the most part we all get along just fine. I've learned that I now believe in the power of trees and rocks and clouds and roots and dirt and lightning and rain and wind and mountains and moss. I believe in the power of that because I experienced it. It touches me more than I ever thought possible. I've learned that the wind in my hair and the sun on my face can settle my soul more than anything else. Well, maybe like a really long, heartfelt hug, but it's soothing and calming, and I feel centered when I'm out there hiking. I've learned that I actually believe in the power of the kindness of strangers. People who I don't know, who have no ulterior motive other than to help me and other hikers achieve a dream. People who are kind for no reason at all, were there at every bend in the road. And not just from the people that I meet on the trail, from some of my followers last year on this channel. I couldn't have done it without the support of my friends. I have a Facebook page, and I'll ask you to like or join that page, because there I can update more real-time information, and that kept me going. From my old friends back home to new friends, they're my cheerleaders, and you can be too, and I really feel lifted up by that. So you can go on Facebook, it's, you know, facebook.com/actoldlater1, the number 1 after it, and that should lead you to my Facebook. Actually, I'll just link it below. I actually now believe in the power of the trail, which goes back to what I just said about rocks and roots and leaves and trees. The trail is magic. It provides. If you're going out to hike, you'll hear that expression all the time. The trail provides, and it really does. I'll give you some examples maybe another time. I've been asked if I'll do anything differently this time. Yeah, just a little bit, not a whole lot. The first thing is that I will listen to my body's signals to be careful or to rest without pushing through and trying to be stubborn. I hope to embrace the suck a little more than I did last year. I cried a lot, you know. I was walking through Target the other day, and there was this big poster that said, "I'm pretty cool, but I cry a lot." I should hang that in my room, except my room for a while is going to be a tent. I've also learned to, or how to pack lighter. I've learned the things that I can do without, and I'm doing my best to lighten my load this year. Last year when I hit the trail, my pack was 37 pounds, which included, I think, food and water for 4 days, maybe 5, because I was paranoid that I wouldn't get to Neil Gap on time. And even for 4 days worth of food, I packed way too much. So that and upgrading some gear. So, and again, I'll update you all on that. I'll commit to posting enough videos to maybe catch some of you before you buy anything or as you're planning, just to give you my insight, and then you do with it what you wish. So a lighter pack weight. I won't be ultra light, which I believe is like under 10 pounds. That ain't gonna happen. And I need to really take a good hard look at how my previous injuries might affect this hike, my mileage, you know, how many miles a day, or my pace and things like that. So I need to really put my head in it and be smart. I'll be vlogging a little bit differently too this year. Instead of daily videos, I think that I'll take that pressure off of myself and just combine a few days at a time, maybe once or twice a week, I'm not sure yet, and keeping the videos shorter, maybe between 10 and 15 minutes max. I need to find a good balance of focusing inward on my own journey, but also sharing my experience with those who just can't get out there for a variety of reasons, while at the same time preserving this adventure for myself and for my kids to look at later and to remember. So I just want to focus more on my journey and the experiences and sensations of being out there, and less on making sure that I get to town and plug in and upload videos. I'm most looking forward to making new friends. There's just so many awesome people out there, and I can't wait to see who I meet this time. I've made so many friends that are gonna be with me forever. I can just feel it. We stay in touch, and they're just amazing people, and I can't wait to meet more. I look forward to being strong and healthy again. Already just a few months. It's only been September, less than 4 months, and I've been home and I've already gained weight back. I'll make a video about that because I think some people are concerned about that, and food and all that, but I've already gained the weight back. I've been cooped up in the house and I've been working, so I haven't been hiking, and I can feel the aches and pains that come along with not being physically active. So I'm out here just taking a leisurely walk today, not dressed for hiking, but I have to get to work in just a little bit. So I'll start off slowly, but I'm really looking forward to having pain-free hips and all that goes along with being physically active. And mostly, I'm really looking forward to another possibility of accomplishing a goal that was cut short last time. So anyway, YouTube, this is Kim signing out, and I'll be back with all my 2019 Appalachian Trail through hike adventures.